we're going to be getting into the Rings of Power trailer, the new season 2 trailer. We reacted to, I guess, sort of the teaser trailer, you might call it, but this is the actual trailer. When you guys watched this trailer, right, did it enlighten anything to you regarding, is this going to be better? Does it bring up any parts of the Middle-earth story that makes you interested in this at all? Or does it just seem kind of rotten?
I don't feel like any emotion whatsoever to any of it, except for it's just kind of, the visuals look okay, but they're kind of dark.
I would say that's probably going to be the majority of people's opinion on this. I feel no emotions towards this. I guess really people who are really hardcore into this I don't like it. I'm not, again, I do feel apathy. Same as Josh. And then I'm sort of finding a lot of it amusing, especially if you're paying attention to the trailer, and there's tons of stuff in this trailer that we can break down, and some stuff we will break down, but there's specifically one scene where they show like happiness and children running around a fountain and they use a stock kids laughing noise.
Right.
It is a stock sound effect.
Almost like what's the yell?
Yeah. It's used that much. It is
what do you call that? There's a name
effect. Oh, the Wilhelm.
Yeah, the Wilhelm scream.
It's the same. There's a certain specific kind of like babies cry that they use stock sound effect. This is the little kids laughing and running around stock sound effect, and I love it. It's you love it. I love it, dude. It's awesome. It's one of my favorite things.
I don't know. The overarching theme with this is there's a ton of Celebrimbor in this, right? There's a ton of Annatar /Sauron /Halbrand's relationship with Celebrimbor, and that's interesting that they're kind of side. It makes me wonder how much do you actually think this is? Okay, here's a thought that I have. Do you think they're relying so much on Celebrimbor's relationship with Annatar is because that is somewhat lore based, and they're like for the trailer, they're like pulling away from showing all the other parts of it? One thing I'm noticing, except for literally like a couple shots in the first teaser and one shot in this trailer, is the whole Harfoot narrative. We see one close-up shot of Nori, I think, in this trailer, and that's it.
Yeah, but that character was in it, but they weren't very prominent in the first season. I mean, what did they do in the first season? I don't feel like a lot.
I mean, they didn't do a lot, but they were in the first season.
They were in a lot.
Every time they showed the Harfoots. But what you're going to remember about the first season is nobody really does anything a lot. Every time they would switch back to somebody's character, you would be like, what's happening? When is something going to happen? And so, no, the Harfoots didn't feel like interesting characters because nothing interesting happened with them.
Yeah. Do you guys feel like our biggest concern with a lot of shows that are not Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon is everything feels clean? Do you feel like this trailer is too clean with, I know we probably talked about this last season, but how do you feel about the cleanness of this season? Of, everybody's outfits, they're supposed to feel dirty because they're in the wild, but really they just feel clean and then fake dirty.
It feels try hard.
And
like you have it paused right here. You have it paused right here on this frame. Feels try hardy.
Her hair is perfectly done, and it's like she's just there.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the aesthetic of this prison. Feels try hardy. It's too orcish. It's too malformed.
Yeah.
It's too uneven. Dirt.
Wait, go back to that
shot. I've seen that a couple times. She hit
one flash frame in the trailer. That
incredible.
is fun.
I'll screen that.
We'll screen it. Okay.
That is incredible.
Yeah, I think well, you're right. I do think it is definitely feels try-hardy, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the look of everything. I will say, watching this trailer with the issue of it's trying really hard. It's trying to make this really heavy, saturated Middle Earth vibe, right? There's a few shots in here that still feels like season 1, but season 1 felt entirely like dress up.
Yeah.
At least the sets and the clothes and the aesthetic of this feels a little less so that way to me, at least in this trailer.
Okay. Counter
a little
question.
less.
Does any of it feel like Lord of the Rings? Oh, there it is. Go back.
Oh,
the kid's laughing.
Was it?
Yeah,
right
yeah.
Okay, let me play that with
right,
sound.
Yeah, right here.
I heard it. Yeah,
yeah.
It's the same. It's the kids' sound that they put in all the horror movies, right?
Yeah, the horror movie.
No, any kids playing.
Right.
Watch anything with kids playing. They have it. It's a bunch of kids going. The same sound effect. $1 billion series, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
Rings of Power, the most expensive series ever made using stock sound effects.
Sound effects.
No,
Really
and
cool.
their sound mixing team is top notch too.
Well, they couldn't take the time to like record kids laughing, or even record those kids laughing.
I honestly think I don't know. I think this is it's a stock sound effect. I think so. I keep seeing articles that everyone's like, this is a thriller. It's changing genres. All right. This season is a thriller kind of creepy vibe, which is why we get this shot of Celebrimbor looking in the mirror and his like reflection changes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're putting off kind of like this thriller suspense kind of nature to it, and less of like an epic fantasy drama.
Well,
and
if you're focusing on Sauron or Anatar, it should be creepy. It should feel unsettling. But what it feels to me like is course correcting. They're trying to switch things up from how it was last season. They're trying to go like, oh well, we have to make this more like what people know. People complained so much about this last time. They're like, people need to be more familiar with what's happening. And it feels like too little too late.
What do you think is the deal with the crown? I mean, they keep showing it in the previous teaser and this one. What's the deal with it? Is it just they're trying to insert it? Like even this last little sword maneuver here at the end of the trailer with Galadriel. He uses the crown to his advantage, right?
Yeah, it's retarded. Is what it is.
I think what it is, it's not supposed to be a crown. He's probably trying to create something, and then it ultimately becomes the crown as like a remember berries type thing. It's like, oh, you know that famous crown that we all kind of picture as his crown. Well,
from Peter Jackson trilogy.
This is what it started off as. It was supposed to be like this thing, and then it became the crown that he wears.
Yeah,
as
iconography.
The one
I don't get it. People for some reason have Hollywood has this weird fetish with like headgear and it being like people using crowns and helmets and stuff when they fight. I want to say they've done this in like 3 different projects where somebody's using a crown or a helmet or something and fight. I know they do it in Marvel. Loki like takes off his Loki thing and starts hitting people with it, something stupid like that. And I want to say there's some other.
Well, in the Acolyte recently, Smilo Ren uses his Smilo helmet to block lightsabers.
He does use his Smilo helmet. Yeah. So, okay. So there's another example. And then I want to say there's one more. There's something else where somebody is using their crown or whatever as like a weapon or blocking something. I don't know. But it's stupid and I hate it.
Oh, the headgear. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think ultimately this trailer doesn't make me feel better. They're already starting to sneak in the insinuations that people like us who negatively review something is racist, sexist, homophobic for some reason, but they haven't introduced any gay characters yet, so I don't know where that one's coming from.
They've already said that you've already seen them.
I've already seen the gay characters.
That's what they said. They said you've
it's
already seen them.
I'm putting my money on the elf.
Which
the
one?
Black elf guy.
The black elf guy had a romance with a woman in the first season.
Yeah,
I don't even remember the first season.
Heavy-chested human woman.
Oh, then it's Nori and Dory, the Harfoots. They're lovers.
Probably. There you go. I think you're thinking in the right direction.
Nori and Dory. What's their names actually?
Nori and Dory is.
Oh,
you got it doesn't matter what the other one's name is.
Lovers.
It's Nori and Dory.
I don't know. I think it's that queen lady of Numenor. I think that's probably it.
That's a good guess too.
I think she's black and lesbian, and it's exactly what Hollywood just loves to insert. Have you guys seen any positive reviews of this trailer? Any positive reactions to this trailer? Anything good, Or is everyone just kind of like, don't care, or I freaking hate this? It's just more
I
garbage.
will say, however, I don't typically wade the more shill media where it's just people excited because thing on screen.
Yeah.
I know what we call what other people, I guess more people might call it like a less serious take on this guy. I don't wade in those ponds.
Okay.
I stay in this area. Over there, I'm sure there's probably a couple more people who are like, yeah, this is trailer. This is Lord of the Rings. This is Rings of Power trailer. There's Rings of Power in this trailer and a crown.
Oh, my goodness.